We're pioneers of something that everybody cares about. We're the reason why Giuseppe started making size 48s or size 17 shoe molds. We're the reason why Balenciaga changed their shoe molds to fit athletes. We're the reason why these designers, okay, who frankly probably had no real knowledge of the sports world, started making all this stuff to edify this culture. We're the reason why. The difference between NFL and NBA guys or clients, I would say that for an NFL guy, you're working with limited visibility. Your moves have to be a little more careful. Your goals have to be a little more strong, suited to get the kind of response that an NBA guy might get automatically, because when we think about sports and style, we automatically think NBA style. The advice I give an athlete, about style or this whole process is that don't be afraid to figure out what's important to you internally and then figure out how that can be represented with style. Don't lend yourself or your mind or your likes to fashion before you lend it to figuring out why it is that you do what you do. Why do you go where you go to get your hair cut? Why do you go eat where you go eat? Why do you gravitate towards navy but not black, or vice versa? All these little things mean something, and it takes the right person to pull from that kind of information and really build a core foundation to remove any type of boundary or limitation on a platform that can be monetized. And that's really the end goal. And that's what these guys don't understand. It's not about somebody who wants to come in there and be fly and bring a rack of clothes and do all of that. I'm not personally interested in that. I don't want to work for somebody who's only interested in that because it doesn't benefit me. I need to show how I impact you, in turn you impact your world. And that's what makes sense. So that's my advice. Don't limit themselves to just talking about fashion. Like, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna get into this game, and by the way, it's the #1 way to monetize off the court for any NBA guy or sports athlete right now, beyond sports marketing. So if you wanna make some extra checks, style is the way to go. But don't hire the wrong person. Would you take your Bentley to Walmart to go get a sound system put in it? No, this is not their expertise. So don't hire your brother, your sister, your cousin to pick out your clothes. It's not what's up. I think the hurdles that stylists are dealing with now in fashion and in sports are definitely timeline appropriate. I think that initially it was hard to convince an athlete or someone in sports that a stylist was a legit role to be played within the internal components of their professional team. Like, you get drafted, right? You got a nutritionist or a chef, you got a trainer, and you got a publicist, you got an agent. Now you can throw image consultant or stylist or creative director in that mix as a common thing. I think that as a stylist in general, it's hard to create a sense of stability in this career field because there's so many people out there who don't know the proper process to get into the industry. They think it's just as simple as going to the mall and picking out clothes or showing up at a hotel with a clothing rack like a celebrity barber or something like that. And that's not how you create a career. And there's so much misconception going on right now, and everyone's throwing their own titles on themselves with no credibility. So that's an obstacle, and it's a big one, to be honest. At the end of the day, it's about ROI, right? Return on investment. How can I, as an image consultant, bring value? Like I said, there's a misconception that it's just about the clothing, or it's just about, frivolously looking like a show or something like that. And so from the get-go, when I talk to a guy, I don't want to work with a client unless they have goals, unless they have a professional agenda where my services are going to elevate who they are, or they need some help finding out who they are and taking that information and then creating impact for whatever culture that they have the direct access to. There's a lot of stylists out there, and this is no degradation to them because it's their own understanding of what they do, but they would prefer it's about the leather pants, or it's about the polka dot shirt. It's about the drama they cause with the clothing they put their clients in. But I would rather have my client wearing a gray t-shirt and a pair of ripped up jeans and some basic Chuck Taylors if that's what he felt his agenda was best suited with. And I'll make that choice every single time, and that's why I have longevity, and that's why every single time the seasons roll around, there's a new client. And the business keeps on growing and the impact keeps on growing, and then they're like, dang, how's this guy Brandon keep on doing? Because I'm honest, I'm authentic to what we do. You know what I mean? I'm not chasing fashion.